Hello everyone, this is John for PokerVIP.com and I'm bringing you a member review, and a few of you have seen this guy before. It's Ben, Wolfman32. I think he started at 10 NL for us and we've done a review at each stake, and within 4 months he's now playing 100 NL. So obviously we're getting into the bigger stakes now. Time to really mix our game up, play as well as we can at all times, because obviously the money at stake is definitely a lot, and you can really make a good full-time wage out of this level. Same again, it's on BetVictor, which is part of the microgaming network, and by the looks of it, the top two tables are anonymous and the bottom two are regular, so that's fine. It's a decent balance, and yeah, we're just gonna get into it and see if he makes any mistakes, see if there's anything we can change, see if there's anything he's doing that he can do more of, and it's just really going through the system like that. So off we go. First hand on table 1, I'd expect a 3-bet here. I think we go somewhere like 9 or 10. Depends if the guy, folds the 3-bets a lot, 4-bets us a lot. We get called and we get the ace high. We can definitely, think about doing a couple of different things on flops like this. Well, checking's fine, because what he's basically doing is controlling the size of the pot and allowing the villain to bluff. And he doesn't want to bet and then not be sure where he is on the turn. The problem with doing this is we kind of c-bet here with everything. It's a great board for us to c-bet. So why are we not c-betting? If we've got king queen here, we're fist pump c-betting, because we expect to take the pot down a lot. We haven't been 4-bet free, so the ace king and ace queen is difficult for him to have. We've got a king, so that a couple of blockers there. So I guess Ben's logic here is he's checking because he doesn't think the guy has a hand. So he's just gonna let him bluff, and then we can just call or start leading rivers if it checks on the turn. So it's checked, and I'd expect this player to bet pretty much everything. They generally do. So once we do this, we just go for a pretty easy call. Not the best turn here. Definitely brings a ton of backdoor draws. 8-10 improves. He checks again, and this is one of the problems with checking. With check called, we'd have to check call again. And on this river, I'd be looking. Once the guy checks, I'll probably be value betting, or betting pretty big to make the guy fold hands like ace 10 or ace 8. It looks like he's betting small here, a little bit of a blocker bet. The only problem is that there's just not that much worse that can call us, so a lot of hands either fold or the ace calls us. I don't think too many people are going to make a crying call there for Jack. But overall the hand was not played poorly, just a few different lines there to think about. If anyone wants to become staked, just leave a comment below. I'll get in touch. Or if anyone wants to sign up to BetVictor, do the same thing. Get over to the forum as well. We've got a thread up there on how to help you. Not a lot of action. Quite surprised Ben doesn't use a 4-colour deck. Also, you can see Ben's avatar is a cartoon picture of his face. He won a lockdown, and that's one of our prizes. And a lockdown is basically just a certain amount of time, normally a 24-hour or 48-hour time span, where whoever plays the most hands wins. And, there's money up for grabs. Pictures like that, tournament dollars, satellite tickets, and so on. Finally, we've got a bit of a hand here that we can play on table 2. Ace Queen offsuit on the button. I'd just be min raising. Yep. And this is one of the really cool spots where we min raise so often that when we do get a big hand, it's great when they play back. Sadly, we get a fold, but Ben will be stealing a ton here. Jack 8. It's kind of borderline to call. I'm fine with it. He's got a note on this guy. We can definitely be 3-betting or folding it. On boards like this, I'd be quite happy to check raise and bomb off. We've got a gut shot. We've got 2 overs. Can definitely hit our calling range, so I think we can represent pretty well here. So yeah, I'd raise. The last thing I do is folding, and I think that's the problem. If you're gonna play Jack 8, you can't just check fold on a 4-6-7 flop, because then we're just calling for no reason, right? So it just makes no sense. If you're going to play those hands, think about the flop, think about what we can have, think about the outs we have if we bomb, think about how reputable it is, and so on. Like this size there on table 3 with the queens, takes it down. It seems like players are quite nitty pre-flop in these games, which is not the best thing ever. Nitty regs, it's just like getting blood from a stone. But as you can see, just looking around the table, he's got notes on everyone on table 3 and a couple of people on table 4. So it looks like he's really been paying attention and doing those little things we need to do to become the better player on the tables. We've been looking at a few other sites for staking as well, but we just got to find anywhere better than this. Everything works well. Table 4 there, Jack 10 offsuit under the gun, definitely fine to fold. But if you find that the people behind you are really nitty, sort of up until the button, then you can definitely start opening up, because you're going to have position on the blinds, and if we're not getting 3-bet or called a lot from early, mid and the button, then we're going to be fine. Platted 3-bet from small movement. Okay, so he's basically got a note on this guy that he still plays aces. And he's done it twice by the looks of it. Okay, but then this guy does 4-bet fold. So that's really interesting. So generally when that guy's 4-betting, we can give him very little credit. And when he's flatting, we've got to be, aware of him. Yep, 9-10 off, blind v blind, I'm definitely opening. It's a good, playable hand. Flops well. And blind v blind is definitely the toughest, spot really, when you're in the small blind. The king 7 here, I think we could have ISO'd there. On table 1. I think when, a fish who's marked as green limps the, mid position, we could probably bump it up to 4 or 5 and take control of that pot. Just because I hate sort of making up, the blind, because it's really tough for us to play post flop. I like a bluff here with a king 4. I think that's a pretty good size bet as well. We're going to get called a ton, but if someone's not paying attention, they'll fold. King Jack here, with open being 3-bet, I like the look of a 4-bet here. I think this sizing's a little bit too big. I think we can go, 19, 18, 19, 20. 21's definitely the top end. It's just a lot, we're risking 21 to win 9. And I think 18 or 19 does exactly the same job. We get jammed on when we fold, but nothing to feel bad about there. Just we can keep the sizing down. I know people might be thinking, oh, it's kind of pathetic. You'd make it 19 or 20. He made it 21. Well, if we do this time after time, that's a couple of big blinds each time we're saving, and a couple of big blinds less to get something through that. We don't need to make it as much to do. So yeah, I think at the moment Ben's, having a little bit of trouble. I think he had a massive 20 buy-in upswing followed by just as big or even bigger downswing. Can definitely, knock your confidence, and when you get moved up, you're really excited, and then if you get moved down again, or the losses come, you feel really bad about it. But you probably won't remember, but every time he did get moved up, he had the same problem. And it's just something you got to deal with. The more you play, the better it'll get. You just got to stick at it a little bit. Queen's here, pretty interesting spot. I'd just go for a pretty standard raise here. I'd make it 6. We can still get plenty of action behind us. But even, raising here to get all in versus, 26 big blinds, it's fine. Because basically Ben's flatting here because he wants someone to, 3-bet behind him. And then, the short stack can go all in, we can go all in. But it's kind of like, it would almost have to be too perfect for that to work. And short stacks opening under the gun, we can definitely just be making it even 4 or 5 just to isolate it, and be fine. The 9-10 table one, I'd be betting this turn all day. I think the guy led, we raised, and he called. Great turn for us. Doesn't really change much. Let's charge the draws and get 8s to call us and so on. I'd bet 11, 12. I think checking's a big mistake here. There's too many draws. I think that queen's hand, when it checks us, we should check back when we hit top set after flatting pre. I'd definitely be value betting this 9-10. I might go for like 7, just to get a really quick call. Queen's here, just what's happening? It's going to check. I bet pretty small, maybe like 10 or 12. Wow, it seems like Ben had a complete read on this guy and he had ace 10. I think being a bit results orientated there, I'm still pretty happy we should be betting. Nice bet there with the queens. Went a little bit bigger than I did. I would have, sorry. Gets called by 10s, which I'm surprised at. And that's the problem, we just don't get called there enough. So if you make it really small, people just make it, cry and call. But Ben knew his man there and, got paid the maximum, I think. He played that hand really well. And obviously I'm just commentating on these hands, as I see it. I've literally seen no hands previously. I've got no idea what people do. I'm just seeing it, I'm playing it as I would against an unknown. And this is great. He's making a note even on an anon table. He's a bit of a pro nowadays. He c-bet 5s on the ace-7 queen, which is fine. He got called and shut down. No shame in that. Maybe we could, double or treble barrel, boards like this, because we, get a lot of credit for it. But once he checks, he's just going to go ahead and make a fold there. King, queen here, yeah, I'm bombing. 10, 9 is fine, because the guy's, mid-stacker, we can still get it all in by the river. Great turn for us. I'd bet pretty small here, 20, 21. And, I say small, I think people bet really big to protect their hand, but we have so many, cards that improve us. We're only scared of like aces, jacks, and diamonds. And, we don't want to scare this guy off when we've got, pretty much the world. And, if the guy did just turn a straight, or, had us beat, with a set, then so be it. But, there's that river that we hated. Oh, God, it's a horrible spot. I mean, what do you do here? I'll pause it for a second because it's really hard to explain. We can definitely check, but I think by checking we've got to call. There's just not that many aces in this guy's range. Ace queen maybe is the only hand I can think of. Ace jack. Would the guy value bet jam a 9? I'm not sure. But also at the same time, maybe we should be jamming here, turning our hand into a bit of a bluff and a bit of a range merge. Because this guy could, think, oh, now all of a sudden we're representing we've got straight. And a lot of times we could have a straight, but also a lot of times we could have nothing. If we were betting into, 7, 8 of spades here, for example, then jamming the river, would make sense for us because, we can represent having a straight. And this guy doesn't have that many straights. So I think we can jam here. The only problem is we're giving the guy 3 to 1, so I don't think he'll fold a 9. He will sometimes, but maybe not enough to make it profitable. I think the guy can definitely call with worse, because he might just level himself into doing it. He's getting a good price. One other thing though, if we want to decide to check, the reason we're checking, are we going to check fold or are we going to check call? Because, the guy's going to do one thing or the other. He's going to check back and we're going to win, or he's going to bet. And bet it has to be a jam, he can't bet any smaller, and he wouldn't want to. Does he have a misdraw? The only problem is, what misdraws does he have? We've got, the king, queen of spades, so, we've got top 2 pair, the flush draw, so this guy, has just lower flushes. So Ben just needs to make his mind up here. Does he jam here, sort of turning his hand into a bluff? Does he jam here as like a range merge? Does he check to call? Does he check to fold? I really don't like folding here. I think by check folding we just give a lot up and we just give the guy huge credit. Checking, we can definitely get to showdown here and have the best hand. I would probably maybe lean on a check call, or if the guy was a reg, I'd be jamming here, because this is what I'd do with a bluff. So yeah, that's my thought. Ben, if you could leave yours below, that'd be great as well. He's thinking about it. He's checked. This guy will probably jam because people love to do that. I hate the fact the guy's thinking. That almost makes me think he's got it. But yeah, my plan would be to check call here. The guy's hit time. Like, why would he hit time? Maybe he's got a 9 and he's thinking, should he jam it? I mean, he should jam a 9 if we check to him. Because obviously, you know, we can fold the hands we have. We're getting 3 to 1 here to call. I'd make the call, and you know, I won't feel too happy about it. But I mean, this guy's called, jammed. Not too many straights out there. Not too many, you know, aces in his hand. I think he hit the clock, but it hasn't worked. You best hit it again, buddy. Yep. So yeah, I'd call thinking this guy's turning, you know, a similar hand into a bluff, or you know, has total air. But you know, enough of the time he's got nothing, and it looks like we waved the white flag. Did the guy turn a straight with ace jack and just flat us on such a wet board? Probably not. Does the guy have ace queen and just decide to hold on? Possibly. Did the guy have ace 10? No. We'll never know. Be interesting to hear Ben's thoughts on that hand. Fours here on the button, nice open. 9 deuce, good fold. 6-4 off would be a fold. Good flop for us here with fours. I'd go for around half pot to 2/3. 2/3 seems good. Definitely one of the boards we can get some action on. Sadly, we don't. And you know, kind of the typical way we get action when we don't want it, and no action when we do. But that is just part of poker, and that's, you know, what tests us. We open 10 jack here. I'd actually like to check and call. Let the guy bluff. We can definitely be ahead with 10 jack, but we don't want to get called and then be in a bad spot. Really love this check. Really, really like it. When you check to people, they're always going to bet, because basically what they're doing is they bet you call, they bet the turn you fold. So if we check call, we should check call the turn always, because people like to barrel, and we should be pretty happy doing it even on this kind of turn. The ace king here, yeah, you call the turn, which seems fine. I'd also be really, you know, inclined to call the river here and expect to see us having the best hand, or this guy having like 7s or 8s, possibly a queen. If we're, you know, behind, but generally I think we're going to be up against pure rare. Just because, you know, 3, 4, 4, queen, queen. It's kind of hard for him to have anything there to be happy with. And the jack 10 worked perfectly there on table 2. Seems he's gone for the 4-bet here again with queen 9. I don't really love doing it with, you know, queen 9 off. Suited out, I'd like it. But the good thing is Ben's done it twice against the same guy, so it shows that he's definitely got the heart. He's not going to let this guy bully him, and, you know, well played, Ben. And I know it sucks as well when you're losing. It becomes tougher in your mind to do these plays, because you don't want to risk money. You want to, you know, wait to get a hand and make money. But, you know, Ben knows his spots, and he's, you know, really going to go for them. Four, 5 suited under the gun seems fine with 5-handed. It's definitely good for us to show up with these kind of hands in our range sometimes. I don't think we should open them every time, but if, you know, a player sees that we open under the gun with 4, 5 suited, then that'll stick with them, and, you know, it will confuse them a little bit. I really like a c-bet on this board. We've got quite a lot of backdoors. We can definitely double barrel flops like this. And on this turn, I'm definitely barreling. I'm starting to pick up the bet sizing as well. I go for about 850 or 9. We can't win this hand by checking. We can rep an ace, yep. We can make jacks fold, yep. And we can triple barrel. Perfect. Really great play, Ben. Min raise with the ace 3, king 4 fold, deuce 5 offsuit fold, 4-10 suited, probably not really doing too much with that either, or the 9-4 suited here. A lot of suited cards for Ben. And like I said earlier, Ben's got a journey on the forum, so head on over there, check it out, make a journey yourself. You get a free video review for doing it. 7-8 suited, definitely an open. King Jack. King Jack's borderline, because we're 5-handed, I think it's fine, and there's a fish in the big blind. 7-8 suited, get 3-bet by the fish, I'm definitely calling. It's one of those hands we can really mess someone up with. When it gets checked to us, I'm kind of happy to check back here. I don't want to get check raised off my hand. We're in position, so that's fine. And I'm probably just folding this turn. A delayed c-bet from a fish when a flush gets there, when when there's 2 overs. We can ditch that one. I think if we've got the 8 of hearts, we can maybe call, but we're never really calling there with 7-8 offsuit, so that won't happen too often. Ace Queen here with 3-bet. I'm quite happy to check, give up on boards like this. 3-bet pre-flop's definitely fine, but this kind of flop really smashes our opponent in the face, and we can also just get outplayed, seriously outplayed. I think in spots like this, something not a lot of people do is go for check raises with big hands. It's something I wouldn't do, and it's something you never really see. But the more I think about it, it could be really good. If you've got aces, kings, queens, a set there, check raising could be a really good spot because people will fire at that board a lot. That board will hit them a lot, and they can have lots of draws and not really believe us. So I'm actually kind of just thinking to myself, maybe I should start check raising there. Maybe that could be good for me. But yeah, I don't really love the C bet. Probably not a good C bet. Yeah, he's typed that just for me to see. He definitely understands it all. Yep, Ben, you're right. You read my mind. You've obviously owned me in the video. But also, because I just mentioned that check raise thing, type what you think about that, everyone. Is that a line that would be good? How would we react to that line? And so on. King 6 here, definitely be betting this turn. We pick up a flush draw. Let's put some pressure on the guy. I bet quite big, 750, maybe 650. Ben decides to check and take a free card. We can also be ahead with king high, I guess. But I think it's really nice putting pressure on people. We're in position, we've opened the button, nobody likes being out of position, especially blind versus button, so, put pressure on them. And yeah, that river I just checked back. Pocket 9s against the fish, I'm pretty cool to, 2/3 half pot c-bet this. Get a pretty quick fold. Good fold there with the king 10, the jack 4 will be a fold also. 9-3 on the button, yep, it's definitely fine to fold. I'm pretty relentless on the button, but you can start to fold 9-3. No harm in that. Jack 9, blind be blind, yep, definitely fine to open. And this guy's the big blind on both of our tables, so maybe this guy is a little bit bad in the blinds. I think he's 4-bet. I think he's 3-bet, called it off once, and then 3-bet folded once, and he seems to be folding quite often to our opens. Maybe he's a little bit scared of us, Ben, so maybe this is someone you can really pound on. King deuce suited there, I really like the 4-bet. We're deep, we're in position, we've got a suited king. On table 4 that was. Maybe we could, mix it up and go for it there. Not too sure what happened here with the queen 8. I'm guessing we called. pre-flop, called the flop, and yeah, I'll be calling the turn also. I'll be checking. I think I'd call this river if I called down as well. People will definitely be loving this river to bomb. It would make their story make sense. So yeah, I just go for a call here. Ben's going for a raise, and I'm not sure it makes sense. I think this is like, you know, bordering on spazzy, and we kind of just really hope the guy has nothing. And the guy's totally bluffing. We might be, you know, just risking a lot of chips here. Yeah, I don't really like it, to be honest. Because I think we would have just check raised the turn. Here we're representing that we turned a pretty big flush. Almost a nut flush. We wouldn't do it with two pair, we wouldn't do it for straight. The sizing just looks like we turned a flush, so this guy can, you know, be pretty sure that we probably didn't, because we probably check raised the turn. But we get a fold, and well played Ben. Might have got the guy to fold a king, might have got him to fold an ace, but I think more than likely the guy just had nothing and let it go there. And we might have just risked a little bit too many chips there in not the best spot for us. Because if it was the other way around, would we believe that bet? Probably not. We're not ripping a huge amount. I think we can get looked up there by a good thinking player. And I mean, I do understand a lot of what I say. You know, the results will show that I could be definitely wrong, but you know, if we played that hand a lot of times, I think we might start getting a bit owned. But yeah, nice, it worked. Just half pot here with the king 8, really good spot. Half pots get through on these boards a ton. We get called, and again I'd be putting pressure on the villain here. You know, we don't want to be the people who just, you know, open c-bet and give up all the time. We definitely can, but on like an ace 10 2 9, it's a really dry flop. We can definitely get hands to fold. Ace 5 could even fold there if we bet 3 streets. But a lot of the time there, the guy just might have a weak 10. He might have just been calling us with a pocket pair. So, you know, I think that's maybe a leak Ben's doing, is he's not double or triple barreling enough. You just got to think like that. You didn't 3-bet pre, so the best he's got is a weak ace. People like to call there with pocket pairs. People might call you there with king queen. So, you know, 2 or 3 bets might, you know, get these people to fold. And if they haven't shown strength, and we can show strength, and the board's, you know, correct to do so on, then maybe we should do it. We can't just play, you know, too straightforward, basically, is what I'm saying. We need to confuse these people. And even if we bet there and we get called down, the guy sees king 8, that's going to stick in his mind. We can then, you know, start leveling him and doing it with, you know, big hands or betting even bigger if he thinks we're a little bit of a lunatic. 9-10 offsuit here. I think we can start, you know, to 3-bet people, especially 4-handed. You know, hyping up the aggression. I really like his 3-bet there. A6, we can call or 3-bet. 3-bet as a bluff, obviously. Get the guys to fold a lot. We can fold some better aces, and post flop we can, you know, c-bet and take it down a lot if called. I'd like to see a call here on a 10-10 jack. The guy's not repping much. The flop hits us just as hard as it could hit him. Raising here I hate. I mean, I think this is just really fishy. I think that's really bad by Ben. It does get an insta fold. But when people do this, we can get so owned. It's unbelievable in those spots. So, you know, be really careful with these raises, Ben. I think this might be, you know, where you're going wrong a little bit. He's going to say he was planning to triple barrel, I guess. Yeah. I was planning on barreling. Again, I don't think that's, you know, a good reason. I don't think it's a good spot to do it in. We're flatted pre-flop, so we're literally just repping a 10, which tends to be flat with pre, and then just want to raise and barrel it off. Not too many. A good thinking player there will call you down with a jack, maybe ace high. They can definitely have, you know, hands like king queen. Did we call a 3-bet here with jack queen? I think on table 1 we called a 3-bet with jack queen. I'm gonna rewind. Let me. Yep, jack queen is coming up. We called. Oh, sorry, I don't know what the hell happened there. I'm not too good at rewinding, it seems. Yeah, we called a 3-bet with Jack Queen. That's terrible. We shouldn't be ever doing that. We should be 4-betting or folding. And I personally look at folding a lot. I mean, it's just a dreadful hand to play. On a flop like this, I'm just calling. King 8 there with a C-bet and just taking the pot down, pretty much all the time. Looks like we're checking down with King High to let the guy win with Ace High when he has it. I think we just definitely C-bet this flop. There's no reason not to. Guy pot bets. He's probably got like complete air or a random 10 or pocket 4s or something like that he wants Ace High to call him with. I'd probably fold and just be pretty fine with the fact that I played the hand poorly. Jack Queen up top. We've got a call. We've got a straight draw. We can definitely we can definitely hit that. A jack could be ahead. A guy could be barreling us here. We've got a pair, so I'll just be making a call, and that is just like, if we're gonna, this is the problem. We should fold it pre, but when we get into spots where we flop top pair, second pair in a straight draw, we shouldn't just be giving the pot away. So it's a real weakness in Ben this. We're gonna call it a video there. Actually, we'll call that part 1. So yeah, a few leaks was just not the barreling. Barreling in the wrong spot, maybe risking chips when our line doesn't make sense, and also calling 3-bets there with real garbage hands. I'm not actually too sure why he did that. It's not like Ben to do. But yeah, that was part 1 for the Wolfman 32 100NL stakes play review. This was John for Poker VIP, and leave tons of comments and good luck at the tables.